Hi, I am Wisdom Medicine Woman, Ayanna Mojica, Intuitive Guide to Your Spiritual Awakening. And when I speak about wisdom medicine, I'm speaking of the wisdom that comes from the stars, the sun, the earth, the plants, the plant medicine. I'm speaking about ancient, future, spiritual technologies. I'm speaking about the wisdom that comes from experiences, life experiences. So this is my Friday video that I create every Friday in honor of the goddess. In today's video, I'm speaking about the mother. And what does that have to do with wisdom medicine? What does that have to do with intuitive guidance? What does that have to do with spiritual awakening? Well, everything, because we all come from the Great Mother. It doesn't matter what color of skin, it doesn't matter what culture, religion, belief system, country, caste, how much money you have. We all come from the Great Mother. And when we deeply acknowledge that, when we deeply come in alignment with her, when we deeply heal the wounds, then we can continue into our full spiritual awakening. Now, if you're watching this, it's because your soul, your higher self, that part of you that knows there's something more, that knows and yearns for a deeper connection with Source, with the divine, with God and the goddess. Some of the things I'm saying is from my own personal experience. The things I'm saying are also from my own journey to enlightenment, the journey back to the heart of the great divine I am that I am. The journey to be flowing in my Dharma here on planet Earth. And the uncovering of my full divinity walking in that. And this I know to be true. Now listen very closely. And if it triggers you, if it causes you to have an emotional reaction, that's a good thing, because it's hitting a spot. It's hitting a spot that needs to be cleared and come into alignment with the greatest and the highest of the divine I am that I am, that wants to move through you, to you, and as you. So I teach and I help men and women process through what I call healing mother wound, creating mother love. And there's different degrees of this. Now, for instance, I am deeply grateful to my mother, and my mother's mother, and my mother's mother's mother, and all the beautiful women who have come down through their lineage, through my physical DNA, who have sacrificed, who have done the best they could so I could be here. I am a result of their greatest prayers. And at the same time, I'm very aware that I come from the stars and that I'm here on a purpose, a high mission. And I'm very aware that being born into a human family is part of that mission, right? And I'm also very aware that because of disconnection between the feminine, between the mother, that has caused me to not be totally grounded and connected to the greatest power of all here on planet Earth, which is the feminine. So what do I mean by this? Healing mother wound. The mother wound, whether you had a good mother who was nurturing and lifting you up and helping you to be a better person, teaching you. Perhaps you had this fantastic, great relationship in your eyes, right? And perhaps you had anything from that to all the way to abandonment. Perhaps you had abandonment issues or abuse, trauma through the mother. And this happens for men and for women. It's my understanding and my belief that, yes, we are divine, but when we come through the mother wound, the womb that is wounded, then we receive that wounding. In the beginning, if we could say in the beginning, when male and female bodies, male and female avatars, all who were whole and complete, that was that. There was no wounding, there was no misalignments. It was just this pure flow from source. What happened? I don't know. When was the incident? When was the time when there became a corruption of the woman's womb? Because if we're all birthed through the womb, through the woman's womb, and she has the programming of wounding, generational woundings, cultural woundings, religious woundings, just stuff that happens, woundings from world crises, women's wounding from the witch trials. There's so many woundings that happen to the woman's womb, and it gets coded in the DNA. It's in the epigenetics. And if we are born, and we are born, all of us so far are born through the womb. If we are born through the womb that is wounded and has a miscode, a misalignment, then that's what we receive. And that's what needs to be healed. That all the way down to the core. This mother wound that comes through a wounded womb, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, it's perpetuated. And that's why we have the serious misalignments that are happening here on planet Earth at this time. Yes, women are rising. Yes, the feminine divine is being celebrated and championed. Yes, they're becoming more of an equal between the sexes. Yes, 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 yes. However, it goes deeper than that, my loves. It goes much deeper than that. We are in the point of the evolution of mankind and the evolution of planet Earth, because planet Earth itself is going through an ascension and an evolution. We are in that, and so is the whole universe. We are in that point in time and space where this piece must be addressed. It must be realigned to come into wholeness. Because when the womb is whole, the womb can birth in whole beings. It's the women, most often, who raise the children. It's the women who are raising children who become men and women who do positive things or maybe doing some serious negative things like these mass shootings. All those people, most of them men, most of them young men of a certain demographic who are doing these mass shootings in the United States and in a couple of other Western cultures, they came from a mother. They came through a mother. And yes, she may have been a good mother, quote unquote, but they came through a wounded womb. And now her codes, whether through teaching, conscious or unconscious passing on of information, ancestral trauma, all kinds of stuff happens. That man, that person, that being that is harming other people came through a womb. Now let's bring it down to the personal. Let's bring it to the personal. As a intuitive guide, as a spiritual teacher, as a counselor, and at one time as a therapist, I have heard all kinds of stories. Some of them make me sick to my stomach to the point of throwing up. And then I have to process and transmute those things so it doesn't stay in my energy field. But I have heard some things. I have heard them from women born women. I have heard them from men born men. I have heard it from children. I have heard so many things. I don't even want to go there. And when a person has a mother who's unemotionally available or abusive in any way, and sometimes we don't even know we're being abused or neglected because we're used to it. When we have that happen, that programs us, and that's what needs to be healed. But it's not only your healing, it's the healing of the womb that you came from. So healing mother wound, creating mother love, when I share this in ceremony or teaching or workshop, there's a powerful infusion, a powerful energy of the highest love of the Great Mother to bring us into balance, to bring us into alignment, to heal the fracture, to heal that wound. And it's so important that we do this for ourselves personally so that we're not passing it on to the next generation, to progeny, so we could break the curse. It's so important that we do this, my loves. Healing mother wound, creating mother love. Sometimes it's just too tender, and we want to avoid it, and we don't want to go there. But we must go there. We must heal the mother wound. And be able to be in that place to receive the true, higher mother love. And when we do, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. And there's so much to this. And I want to share this with you because it's the time, as a visionary, as a seer, I can see what's coming. And this is the point in time, this is the now time, the Kairos time to clear this up, to clean it up. So I encourage you to join us for healing mother wound and creating mother love. This is in honor of the mothers and the daughters and the abuelas and the men and the children who have come through the wombs, through the wombs. This is an honor to the great mother. Well, here's the other thing. Let me just share this little piece about my own personal experience. I won't share too much about my mother. She's still alive. And it's just an amazing journey to desire something all my life. All my life I want this deep connection with my mother. And it wasn't happening, and I was, becoming much more mature, and Mom was becoming much more mature. And, I finally said, okay, this is not going to happen in this lifetime. I really don't want to carry any karma into the next lifetime. I give it to you, God. I am that I am. I am complete. I am good. It's okay. If it doesn't happen, I'm good with it. And, I just decided this many years ago. And because of a car accident that my mother had, it's almost as though that point in time opened everything up. Whatever was in the way of that heart-to-heart clear communication, that where we can go deep, it just dissolved. It just dissolved. And in that moment of dissolution, and I knew it dissolved because I'm like, wow, where did this come from, right? Where did this freedom of conversation come from? And in that moment, I also had this illumination happen about the disconnect I had with Holy Spirit. I've been championing the divine feminine since 20,000, right? 2000, since 2000. Since 2000, I've been championing, doing workshops, understanding, sharing, and having more and more of my own personal, deeper revelations of the divine feminine. I have been a champion of Maria Magdalena, Lakshmi or Shun. Those are my main girls, right? And coming from a Christian background and a Catholic background, I always knew about the Holy Spirit. And it wasn't until the car accident and this thing opening up that I realized I had this, it was more than a realization. It was like the gnosis, the knowing, not this kind of knowing. It's like all your cells know, right? That the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son, Yeshua, and the Holy Spirit being the divine feminine, the God I am that I am, the great goddess, Holy Sophia. Oh my gosh, game changer. Because you can hear about it, you can talk about it, but when you have the gnosis and the realization that the Holy Sacred Spirit is the feminine expression of God, and without her, there's nothing happening here on planet Earth that's good. It just isn't. If you don't have the feminine, if you don't have that balance with masculine and feminine, it's just not happening. And so with the gnosis in my consciousness, I experienced a greater freedom and sovereignty, because when we're connected to the great mother, when we're connected to the source of all life, when we're connected to the holy divine, when we're connected to the I am that I am, that is feminine, that is the great mother, now we are rocking and rolling. Now we are empowered. Now we can receive the mother love. I encourage you in this. I encourage you, come a little closer, go a little deeper. As an intuitive guide, I'm here for your spiritual awakening, and part of the awakening is an awakening to the Great Mother, the awakening to coming into alignment, coming into wholeness, coming into healing, healing the mother wounds that come through the womb, and creating mother love so that we can receive that. Otherwise, we're like orphans. We feel like we're motherless child. It's just, and if you don't feel like that, then go deeper, because when you go deeper, there's a deeper, deeper love, a deeper expression, a deeper creation of love. I encourage you to reach out. Reach out to me. Let's fix this. If I can say the word fix, let's bring the alignment, the greater alignment. Why? Because there's a spiritual awakening happening, and if we don't have this peace in place, you're only going to go so far in your spiritual awakening. And by the way, even the awakened are waking up. I encourage you, if these words are inspiring or thought-provoking, if these words are healing, encouraging, comforting, if you're getting anything out of this, I encourage you to please put a thumbs up. What does it hurt to put a thumbs up? Put a thumbs up. I want this channel to be popping so that more people can be reached. Put a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel. Become a sponsor of the channel. Healing mother wound, creating mother love. Reach out to me. I can guide you there. All I am is a spiritual guide to support your awakening, your transformation. Reach out. Let's set an appointment. Let's have a spiritual consultation. Let's talk about it. And allow this beautiful Holy Spirit, this beautiful divine I am that I am, to move through me, to me, and as me, to touch you and bring you into greater alignment. I bless you on this Friday. I am sharing this message in honor to the great goddess. And I am deeply grateful to my teacher, Dr. Pillai, who champions the great goddess. He's always championing the goddess. I bless you. I send you many, many blessings of love and a higher frequency of the mother. And so it is, so it is, and so it is.